So here I'll just give you an example of what I use as what I call reverse prompting. Can you give me a prompt for a Pentest agent that really writes good reports that's actually valuable with a screenshot, with a terminal that you can copy? Um, I really want to make sure that another agent is able to validate the work. So give me the full prompt with everything. Ask me any question in an interview style question using one-on-one, one question at a time. So here I'm trying to prompt the AI to incorporate a bunch of stuff that I didn't think about initially. Of course, I'll validate what it's saying after. Basically, what it's doing to do is check the memory, try to have some clarifying question if it needs to. And you can see what it's doing. But like when I just try to like we're human, we know the idea, but we don't really know everything that's required for it. It's pushing back and asking me different questions. I just wanted a general one. It's nice that the agent is pushing back. You really want to be on the same space as the coding agent. So you do want it to ask you a question one at a time. I like to say one at a time because if it writes a wall of text, I need to scroll up, and now I just see the active task that it's requiring me to do. Yeah, every finding needs to have a screenshot where applicable. The screenshots need to have be highlighted wherever it needs to. The proof of concept, a way to reproduce the vulnerability that you can copy paste. Ideally with an ASCII lemma, so a terminal replay wherever possible. Basically as much information as needed for a real pen test report, for another agent to validate it, and a human to validate it as well. Honestly, this can go back and forth for a while as long as the end is to get in the same space as the coding agent. That's the whole point. So that's why I recommend reading the plan once it's done. So yeah, now it wrote the full prompt in that. We can read it. But yeah, so basically, let's say what it did. Like it's not something I would have wrote everything by hand for sure. So it tries to write the scope. You can read it if you want. But yeah, like for a real engagement, usually like you have things you can do or things that you can't do, so you can provide everything like that. Is going to in the reviews to stop destroying your stuff, which is a good thing in most cases. So basically the goal is to have another agent to validate the finding after. So it's going to do reconnaissance, discovery, exploitation after, basically the way we do pen test, like rules. So it gives you basically a template you can check, but yeah, for reference, it's going to always write a CWE or OS link. Right now, we could say in search to have a better thing like that, like a better reference based on the finding, but it says like you need a screenshot, you need to annotate the image. See, it's all a bunch of stuff that I didn't tell it to. Target title, the generic SQL, validation gate. So yeah, there's a bunch of stuff that you get more output of by reverse prompting because you tell it the end goal of, and then it creates the prompt. Usually it's the reverse. You prompt and then it process and then you get the output. So I'm not going to tell everything, but like every finding needs to have a proof of concept, expected versus observed, a screenshot. Like, of course, it's not going to be perfect. We usually do, at least I usually do, iterate upon that quite a bit. Yeah. Here's a good example of reverse prompting.